Hey everybody, welcome back to arts class. I hope that you enjoyed that video learning about Vincent van Gogh. We are going to incorporate the things that you learned about Vincent van Gogh into our artwork next week, but for today's art lesson you are going to need a piece of paper and a pencil. We're going to do a little drawing together. After we're done today, you're going to save this piece of paper for next week, and then next week we will combine what we draw today with the knowledge that we learned about Vincent van Gogh to create the full arts project. So, grab your piece of paper, turn it the long way side to side. This is called landscape style. Please don't have your paper like this. This is portrait. Instead, turn it the long way side to side. Since it's fall, we're going to do a little bit of a fall-themed project, so we are going to draw a pumpkin first. Now, pumpkins are kind of hard for me, so I will show you the way that I can do it best, and you can follow along with these steps. So the first thing that I'm going to do is put my pencil in the middle of my paper, about 3 or 4 fingers down from the top. I'm going to draw a curvy line that goes over to the right side, up, over, and down, and back around. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to start my pencil up here in the middle, draw a line that goes up, around, down, and back around. Now you might have some overlap at the top or the bottom. You can erase anything to make it the outside of your pumpkin shape. Now this is what I normally tell my students, is that pumpkins are so far from perfect. I don't think I've ever seen a perfectly round pumpkin. Pumpkins are meant to be lumpy and bumpy and imperfect. So please, if your pumpkin is looking a little bit bumpy, that actually looks more realistic than a perfectly round pumpkin. So you are totally fine. The next part of drawing our pumpkin is going to be adding the ridges. Ridges are those lines that go up and down that give the pumpkin those lumps and bumps. I'm going to start with my one in the middle. I'm going to put my pencil at the top in the middle and draw a curvy line that comes down and around like this. I'm going to do one more on the right side. I'm still going to start my pencil up in the middle, but I'm going to come around like this and down. I need to do the same thing on the left side now. One in the middle, another one right there. All right, now that we've got the main part of the pumpkin, the next part is the stem. Now, if you haven't seen a pumpkin grow in real life before, they grow on a vine and they grow from the stem. So the stems are usually twisty and turvy. Those are lumpy and bumpy as well. Not a perfect rectangle, but instead a kind of bumpy, swirly line. So I'm going to start on the left side of the top of my pumpkin. I'm just going to draw like a bumpy line that kind of swirls around. This is definitely a more natural looking stem. The other thing about stems is that they are wider where it touches the pumpkin, and then they are skinnier where they cut off right there. Awesome. Well, we are almost done, friends. The last thing that we need is something called the horizon line. Now, the horizon line in a picture is where the sky and the ground come together. You might think back to like kindergarten when you would draw a picture and you would color the very top of it blue and maybe the very bottom of it green, and you would just kind of leave the middle of it blank because you didn't know what goes there. Well, my friends, this is where the horizon line comes into play. This is the line where the sky and the ground meet. That's where all that white space comes in. For the horizon line, all we're going to do is draw a straight line. So, start on the left side of your paper.
Just saying hi, Quinn.
Good morning. Start on the left side of your paper, draw it over to the pumpkin, and we're going to do a straight line over on the other side. This gives our picture a background. It makes our pumpkin look like it's sitting on the ground, and now this top part is the sky, and the bottom part will be the ground. All right, my friend, save this paper for next week. However, I still want to see what you've done today. Take a picture of this pumpkin drawing, upload it to Schoology for me, and then save this for next time, and we will incorporate everything that we learned about Van Gogh from the video today into this pumpkin project. Have an awesome week of school, friends, and I will see you next time.